Well, hello again everybody, welcome back to the garage. The replacement inner fork leg things have arrived for the Triumph Street Triple, so it's time to crack on with that job. Now, because I have limited space in here and I want to try and keep everything a little bit organised, I'm just going to work on one side of the forks at a time. I'm going to get one completely done before I move on to the next. And looking at what I've got to do, I think the first thing to make life easier is just to remove the handlebars. Now I'm going to start with this fork leg, the left hand one, and the advice is to loosen the top nut first while it's still clamped in the yoke. So I'm just going to put some tape around there to protect it and then loosen it off. I don't think you have to touch these adjusters. Not sure. We'll find out. Oh dear, well the tape didn't do much to protect that. That is in there properly tight. Oh dear, well we're not off to a very good start here, are we? I've gone away and had a cup of tea and a bit of think about it. I've reread the book and the book does say to undo the top yoke first, so maybe that's the issue. I can't believe that's really squeezing that nut so much that it won't undo, but possibly it is. But yeah, you can see obviously the edges of the nut that go around this sort of central adjuster are pretty thin, so that's why it's all smushed up there. Can't believe it should take that much force to undo. I'm going to try undoing this and then try undoing that again. Flipping heck, it really was as easy as that. What an idiot. I bet some of you were shouting and screaming at your screens there, weren't you? Well, hopefully I can just buy that replacement part to sort that out. I guess I'm going to have to look into that. Anyway, we can crack on. Next thing I do is to measure how much the top of this protrudes from the clamp. Now of course I've undone this, so this has risen up, so I'm going to measure to the sort of inner sleeve, and I'd say that's 4mm there. Don't really have anything more accurate to measure it with, but yeah, I'm going to go for saying that's 4mm. Right, now I think we should be able to loosen the bottom yoke and pull the fork out, hopefully without any more expensive mistakes. We should be able to slide, oh we can slide this out. Almost surprised it's going so well. There we go. Now next thing my manual says to do is to remove these clamp end bolts. Well, that's nice and easy because they're only finger tight anyway, so I'll remove them, keep them safe somewhere. Next, apparently it's necessary to slacken the cartridge bolt, which is a little hex head way down in there, right down the bottom there. Well, fingers crossed that's not too tight. That is pretty tight. got anything long enough to get down there. Well, I managed to improvise, and yeah, this is slackening off a little bit. Not sure quite how much I have to slacken it. A little bit more, I guess, because it's still quite stiff. Something give there. Alright, well, all of a sudden that's very slack. Well, I guess we won't slacken that no more then. Now, I've supported the fork tube upright in my workmate here. I've clamped it round the sort of axle holder thing at the bottom because I don't want to nip anything round up. And now I've got to try and undo this nut completely on the top here. Right, this I believe is where these magical tools come in. Now I should be able to undo these, fit in these holes here, and I should be able to pull that down and slot this plate in to stop it all springing back. It does say I might need an assistant, but I'm going to try it on my own and see how I get on. Really? Yeah, I think you really do need an assistant for this. I think I might have to call it a night here and get someone to give me a hand. Not sure Nikki would manage this. Oh, it's pissing out oil at the bottom. Well, while I'm down there doing whatever I'm doing, I'm going to point out what by now is probably blindingly obvious, that this is not intended to be a tutorial. This is just a vlog for your entertainment as you follow along with me trying to fix my bike. For goodness sake, if you're looking for help in fixing your own bike, find a better video or consult a trained mechanic. I'm going to keep having a go. Something I need. And see if Nikki can help me. All you need to do is hold that while I press down this. No, not that, this. Just try and stop that going down.
I haven't got any grip.
Do you see what I mean?
Oh, absolutely no clue.
Just try and not hold it up.
Oh, not like that.
Yeah. Don't let it go down. Need 3 people for this, let alone 2. Right, I've come up with this ingenious method where I have tied a strap to the rafters of the garage, and that should hold this up while I push this down and then somehow get this slot in. It's a tall order, let's give it a go. Man, that is tough. I'm not sure how I'm going to do this, you know. Well, honestly, I've been trying this for ages. I've tried all sorts of different things, and yeah, I just cannot get that down and that in at the same time. This is really stiff. I'm going to call it a night for tonight, have a bit of a think, and maybe come at it from a fresh angle another day. Well, it's about a week and a half later now, and just to recap the mistakes in that video, obviously I should have totally realised that I had to undo that top yoke bolt. That's totally on me. I was clearly not thinking straight. I was very tired and probably should have left it to another day and not attempted to work on the bike. How tired and clearly not thinking right I was. Now, to be fair, you can see there's a line around here, and I was actually in my head expecting that centre part to undo, so that's why I sort of wasn't figuring on that top yoke bolt being a factor. I wasn't expecting the whole thing to undo. I don't really know why. It's obvious that it should do, and I think that's just a machining line of some sort, but yeah, that's what was going on in my head. So anyway, I looked around online on all the various normal part sites, and they all showed that part, that top nut, as being obsolete and not available. A few people listed it and had a price for it. It's about £58, but nobody had any in stock. Looked on eBay for sort of old stock new parts, but nobody had anything. So in the end, what I settled on was a purchase on eBay from a scrapyard in France, and they had a whole fork leg. Now these fork legs, to buy new, you can buy the whole fork leg, and that's around £800. This one is scrap, it's twisted, not massively twisted, it's hard to see, but it is twisted, but it does have the intact nut in the end, and I had to pay £100 for this, plus a little bit of shipping. Not much shipping, fortunately. So yeah, an expensive mistake, but hopefully in the next video you'll see us crack on and get these forks sorted with hopefully a bit less in terms of mistakes.